There are two major points of resistance for me and for a lot of people when they begin to think about the science of getting rich and the law of attraction. The first major point of resistance that, I still work with and I walk all of my clients through is believing that there's some higher power, whether you call it God, source energy, the universe, who would rather you be at a different financial position than a financial position that we would call rich. So there's an idea that there is a higher power that wants you to live at a level of financial modesty. The second biggest thing that I hear is, how can I believe this for myself when there's so much inequality on the planet between human beings? There seems to be people with a lot of wealth, material speaking, a lot of rich, and then there seems to be a people with almost no access to it. So how can I believe this thing that I'm not seeing the results of on the planet? So first, I just want to say, if this is something that you are struggling with, that you're not alone, and it really is, it means that you have a beautiful, loving heart. That's number one. Just know that. The second thing I want to say is, when you think about a higher power that wants to keep you at a specific place financially in order to win that power's favor, what is that specific financial place? When you begin to think about it in these terms, when you get really specific and you say, what's the number? How much am I allowed to make in order to still be in good graces with the higher power? Or what deems me out too rich? What deems me I have too much so that I no longer have favor with this higher power? I think this is often happening unconsciously. So it's really important to bring it out of the darkness and see it for what it is. It's a really confusing belief system. We're really confusing ourselves when we talk about a higher power that wants to keep us in a specific financial place, but we don't even know what that financial place is. And I say this from personal experience. I think for a lot of my life, I thought I was supposed to be in the most vulnerable so I could help the most vulnerable. And that's including financially. And that belief system, I was unconsciously, it really came from an idea that I was going to be judged by a higher power. So think about that, try it on. The other point that often comes up that I want to address is the idea that, how can I believe in the law of attraction or the principles that Wallace Wattles talks about in the science of getting rich, if I'm not noticing that across the planet that all human beings are showing me that this is possible? Because there's this vast inequity. There are people with tons of money and there are people with no money at all. And then there's all the variations in between. Am I, if I believe in the law of attraction or these principles, am I denying the inequity? And this is something else that I've had to stare down myself. Two things that I'm going to bring up that have really helped me stare that belief system down. The first is that I don't know what is best for anybody but me. In fact, I don't know what anybody really wants, what anyone would really love other than me. And I can assume, I can make, I can assume that most people want to be rich and that most people want wealth, but it is not mine to know that or to tell somebody else what they might want or what is best for them. So there's a little bit of, in that moment when you're feeling like it's yours to figure something out for everybody, you're assuming that you know what everybody else wants. And you don't. Now, that's not to say not to help when people ask for help. That's not to say not to give to charity. That's not to say not to offer a hand. But it's to say that it is not ours to assume that we know what other people want and what other people are dreaming about. So that's number one. And the second thing that I want to bring up is that your getting rich is not denying inequity. It is not denying that we are starting from different places. It's saying that when you stand for these principles and these laws and you work with them, you are in fact standing for that truth in everybody. You're not telling them what to do. You're not telling them that because you do it, they have to do it in the exact way. You're standing for it just by being it. So when you apply these laws to yourself and begin to see the results in your life, you're not denying inequity. What you're saying is, I stand for this truth in myself. I'm unlocking and unleashing this amazing power, and I'm standing for this power in everybody else. But it's not up to me to tell them what to do. I hope this is helpful to you. Have a great day.